everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to do the same thing I did as I did in the last video, getting rid of some of these eggs. I've got an overabundance, so I decided this morning I would make a nice little breakfast casserole. And I've got 1 pound of sausage here. Now if you'd like, you could use 8 strips of bacon, use some country ham, whatever you'd like. But I fried off about 1 pound of sausage, and it's delicious. Now my recipe also calls for 8 eggs. As I told you in my last video, my girls lay a little bit smaller eggs because they're just starting. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I got 12 in here instead of 8. It's no big deal. You can use as many as you like. To this, we're going to add about 1 cup of milk. And I'm going to put some crushed red peppers in here. You don't have to. This is totally optional. I'm just going to put some in there because I like a little spice. I might even put some over here in the sausage because it's going to get put right over top of the hash browns. Now, I'm putting half to a full green or red pepper. I've got Mom's dried peppers here, and I'm telling you guys, when I open this up, they smell wonderful. So what I did is I took a good handful and I'm just reconstituting them. I'm going to drain out the water here. And I'm just going to throw them in with the meat, because then I'll stir that all together and we'll put it over top of everything at the end. So let me get this kind of incorporated, get those egg yolks broken up. I swear these are the prettiest egg yolks, so orange and bright. Because I do give my chickens non-GMO food, but every day they get some sort of green. And I'm either picking, like I said, the autumn olive trees that I told you in the last video. I also give them, I've got clover growing right now in the garden and some winter wheat as a ground cover. And I like to cut that and take it in and give it to them too. They like when I go out there and give them their greens. Now also to this, I'm going to put about a teaspoon, maybe a little bit more, I mean a half a teaspoon or a little bit more of garlic powder. And just a few cranks of salt and pepper. Probably about a half a teaspoon of each. You can adjust that to your own taste. Now I've got very few things that I can pick out of the garden because you guys know my garden got crushed. But I do have some thyme that I just went out this morning and got some fresh thyme that was growing in my green stalks. And I'm just going to peel that right off. Fresh, you can just take your fingers right down and the leaves come right off. If you're using dry, I'd use maybe a half a teaspoon. You want always less of the dry than you do the fresh, because the dry is, dried out. It's more, the flavors are more intensified in the dry as they are on the fresh. So we're probably using about a teaspoon of thyme in this. Fresh thyme, I'd use a half teaspoon. If you don't like thyme, you can leave it out. You can put in whatever you like, basil, oregano, anything you like. Chickens were upset this morning as I walked by from getting this because they thought I was bringing them something from the garden, and I wasn't. So let's get that in there. Now also, I'm going to switch these around here for a second. I also have some green onions. Now most people, you don't have them growing in the garden right now because it's fall and winter. Winter's coming on. But these are walking onions that our friend Charlotte, well, she's family, Mom is always talking about in her videos, and she sent me some walking onions, and I've got them planted, and the greens are still good. Mom says Charlotte told her that she's went out on, in the middle of winter, broke the ice and snow, and actually got the green onions out and used them. So the reason they call them walking onions is when they do grow and the stalk goes up, this will get some bulbs up at the top, and it's heavy, so it'll weight down and it falls over. And that's where your new onion begins, and it just starts growing. So as you see, as they go, they just keep walking and moving around the garden. That's why they call them walking onions. I know there's a real name for them. I'll put it up below because I really don't know what it is. I just call them walking onions. So I'm just going to put some of these in here. I'm going to put half of them now. We're going to use half to garnish, or as I like to say, decorate at the end. There we go. I'm just going to put these in here. These I'm going to save for when we get it out. So let's get this all mixed in. Okay. Now, I've already prepared my 8 by 13 pan. It's just sprayed it lightly. I'm going to cheat and use a container of Simply Potatoes hash browns. You need any of your frozen hash browns that you like. You can even use tater tots for this. If you have some leftover fried potatoes from the night before, chop them up, cut them up, throw them in here. So I'm just going to put these down on the bottom, and we're going to spread it out. This is going to give you like a base or a crust to it. And then I'm going to mix those peppers into my sausage real well. And actually, I'm going to put, usually I just put the cheese on top. I'm going to put maybe a half a cup just on the potato, so it's sandwiched between the potatoes and the meat. And then we're going to put the meat in. I'm moving my hand because the bottom of that pan's hot. Okay, now let's just spread this out evenly. And like I said, you could use bacon, you could use ham, whatever breakfast meat you would like. There we go. Get this out of the way. And I've already got the oven back here preheating to 350, and it's already up to temperature. So, still got a yolk there I think I didn't get. So just get this all mixed up and then just pour it right over the top. And as this cooks, those eggs are going to fluff up there and come right up above that meat. I can hear my chickens out there. I think somebody's paying their rent. I got one of them that's starting to lay outside on the ground, on the front porch, all over the place. I haven't figured out which one it is yet. The rest are all in there using their little egg box. All right. So got everything in here. I'm actually going to cheat. I'm going to put a couple more red pepper flakes right across the top. So like I said, I like it a little spicy. And then we're just going to top it with more cheese. You can use cheddar, whatever kind you like. This is a Mexican blend I'm getting all over the place. You don't want a real thick layer, just a nice thin layer right across the top. Unless you're like Mom and you love cheese. Well, I love it too, but then you just put as much as you want. Okay, we're going to put it in the oven 20 to 30 minutes. Just kind of watch it. Everybody's oven is a little bit different. So you want to just keep an eye on it. And when it gets done, we'll be back. Hey everybody, I'm back. I almost forgot about this. I'm glad I had a timer set because I was in there watching Miss Lori Whippoorwill Holler, watching her videos. If you haven't seen it, she's going through his cookbook today. And, well, she's going through a cookbook today and about Jiffy Mix and different things. And I just love watching her. So our casserole is done. I'm going to set it here on my, look at this. I got me a Dolly Parton trivet. I love Dolly Parton. Got this cast iron trivet. Got it at the cast iron store. Of course, you know, I've got her cast iron pans here and back there and back there and over there. All kinds of stuff, Dolly. But our casserole smells amazing. Just going to put this along the top, give it a little prettiness. With these walking green onions from Charlotte. I'm trying to let it cool just a little bit because I know it's hot. But we're going to try to get a piece out of there and give it a taste. Hope the sun's coming in. It's coming up nice and bright this morning. It's coming in the window. And Brody's over there saying, I want to go outside and see the chickens. He loves going out and seeing the chickens and the quail every day. He has trouble walking, but he still wants to go every day and do it. All right, let's see if I can get this out. Might need a fork. Get my... There we go. Haha, I did it. Look at that. Now that is beautiful. Cooked all the way through. Got some sausage at the top. Cheese is nice and crispy and brown on top. I'm going to give this a taste. Now, normally, and I probably will here in a little bit, I like to put some sour cream on top, maybe some salsa. It just adds to the flavor. Wow, that is delicious. Nice country breakfast. Courtesy of my girls outside. If you notice, my baskets are empty. Had 3 dozen more eggs in here. I just got some little egg cartons off of Amazon, and I cased up 3 of these. I'm going to take those to work tomorrow for all the girls and ladies that have asked for them. So you might want to give this one a try. It freezes wonderful. Let it cool all the way down. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it up into sections, put them in Ziploc freezer bags, and I can take it to work with me in the morning, pop it in the microwave. I got a nice little hot breakfast to eat. They last about 3 months in the freezer. If you want to put a bunch in one package, I would put some wax paper in between, or if the wax paper, I'll just keep it so you can, they won't freeze together. But give this one a try. If you got excess eggs, you just got some eggs, you got some hungry people want some breakfast, this is a good recipe for you. I did have a few people ask me in my last video, what's the difference? Because they said I raise quail and I'm using my chicken eggs and they haven't seen me using the quail eggs. Well, the quail have kind of slowed down. They got the memo. The chickens didn't get the memo. They've slowed down their laying. Right now, I've only got 2 or 3 quail laying, and one of them is actually laying, I think it's called a celadon egg. Well, it is called celadon. I think these are celadon. They're a blue egg. These have a couple of little spots on them. I have one hen that's doing celadon eggs. The rest are just doing the normal quail eggs. So we had a hawk a couple weeks ago that came and flew in, scared them. Can't get to them, but it scared them really bad, so they kind of stopped laying. The female, I think she's an Italian, she's the celadon. She's the one still laying a little bit, at least 1 egg every day, every other day. But the reason I haven't been using them is because I'm just not getting a lot of them. And I think about a dozen there. As soon as I get a dozen, I'm going to take them to work. One of the ladies there asked me for some, so I'm going to take her those. We did get 18 more. Well, we ordered 20 live hens from My Shire Farms. They're a great place up in Ohio. They raise quail, sell the eggs and live birds. And I've got, every time I hatch, I get more roosters than I get hens. So I ordered 20 hens from them. They just got here. Unfortunately, 2 of them didn't make it. And they're real good. They said they replace them, but they don't need to replace them. It's just, it happens. And to ship 2 more birds at this temperature, it was 35 degrees this morning. I'm just going to tell them, just take that money and donate to, they have a little, I think it's called Children in Quail, something like that. We're getting kids into raising quail where they furnish the eggs. Another place furnishes the incubator and different things. And I think that's really good to get kids involved in, not really farming if they're not on a farm, but they're learning where their food comes from. And they're getting to raise little birds. And quail are fun. They're amazing little birds. I sit in the aviary yesterday playing with a few of them. They just come running up to you, pet them, play with them, they run off again. Some of them are a little bit standoffish, but most of them come up and let me play with them. So that is why I haven't been using the quail eggs, and I've been using now the chicken eggs because they got the memo. The chickens didn't get the memo. But y'all give this one a try. It's delicious. It's easy to do. You can even make it up the night before and put it in the refrigerator. Pop it in the oven the next day. I bring it to room temperature before I put it in the oven. But just pull it out of the refrigerator about 30 minutes before you want to make it. Stick it in the oven and you got breakfast. So y'all take care. I appreciate you guys joining us and staying with me. Mom's going to do some more videos this week. I think she's even going to cook out of her Dolly Parton cookbook. I've got one over here when she was here. I took her to Dollywood and she got one too, and she asked me if she could do something of that. So if you haven't got the Dolly Parton cookbook yet, you're getting ready to see a video on one of the recipes because Mom's going to be doing that soon. But y'all take care, God bless, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.